Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. Although today it's going to be several Lenormand yes or no questions answered, and then I'll dive into a tarot reading because I want to get deeply inside of everything that's going on with this bribery for pardon scheme. So I guess from what I could glean from reading, someone made large campaign contributions, and they think there's three different people that they're looking at, but we don't know who the people are because of course they've been, all the documents are highly redacted. It's like 20 pages and 5 or 6 are just completely blacked out lines. So anyway, I sat in meditation and I got that definitely one of them is a man who's been betrayed, or a man who has betrayed Trump. I'm not sure which that is, so I have a bunch of decks all around me here, and I've shuffled them for each person I'm going to dive into. I'm going to try and figure out who these three people are that Chief Judge Beryl Howell is planning on confronting. Because there's three, I guess. And I don't know if the three includes Trump or not, but I'm going to try Bill Barr first with this deck. And I have pulled out all of the neutral cards. So in the Lenormand we have yes and no cards. We have yes, no, and neutral cards. And so I pulled out all the neutral cards to make it easier, and this one's all shuffled for Bill Barr. So is Bill Barr one of those people that they're planning on confronting as part of possibly receiving a bribe? Because whoever these people are, receiving a pardon. And this would be something that had to do with the large campaign contribution in the past or even in the future. It was like some kind of like blanket preemptive thing. So Bill Barr, yes or no, is he one of the people? That's a yes. And that's a yes. Okay. And he's the one that popped into my head when I sat in meditation and was, because it's like, who could it be? I mean, it could be so many people, right? Well, I immediately felt a really deep pain in the right side of my heart, and it went like way down. I mean, it was like all the way, like fourth and third chakra, like heart, and then into core. And then Bill Barr popped into my head, and I'm like, what? But then I realized Bill Barr's the one that just the last couple of days, or just yesterday, has turned on Trump because he, came out and said that the elections were not illegal. So, basically he's like the nail in the coffin that says Trump lost. So that's like probably the biggest, I would think that might be one of the biggest betrayals that Trump has ever experienced yet. So okay, so now this next deck is all shuffled for Rudy. Is Rudy one of those three people on that list? Rudy. Yes, and he probably is the one that had yes. Maybe two people, Igor and Lev, and because we know, well, at least I know, because I got it in dream time, that Dmitry Firtash was the Russian oligarch who gave Rudy the money to pay Igor, Rudy the money, fish card is always about money, to pay two people, Igor Fruman and Lev Parnas, to try and bribe the Ukrainian president, the quid pro quo, the reason that Trump was impeached. Okay, so there's that. This next one is for Paul Manafort. So is he on that? Is he one of those three people that's in the redacted Paul Manafort? That's a no. And that's a no. Okay, so it's not Paul Manafort. So I don't know who the other person is. I'll just have to read on that later when things start coming out in the news. Okay, next question is, will Trump pardon his 3 elder kids and Jared? Yes, of course, and that's the family card. And yes, of course, because he cares for them. Okay, so there's that. Now, this little deck here is for, is Trump, I'm combining all the questions you guys have been asking me in the last couple of days, or maybe last day. Will Trump pardon, no, I've got that one, wait. Is Trump trying to, I've got my clipboard over here. Is Trump trying to bribe the Electoral College electors? That's a no. And that's a no. Interesting. Okay. That's interesting because I would have thought that would have been a yes, but that's a for sure no. Okay, let's put this over here. And then this deck is all shuffled for, will Trump sell pardons to politicians and people like Harvey Weinstein, I forget how to pronounce his name, Eric Prince, Betsy DeVos, Phil Spector, and Alan Stanford. I don't know who Alan Stanford is, actually. But will Trump sell pardons to these people? That's a yes. Oh, big time yes. So he may have already done it. Okay, so now that we're done with the yes and no questions, now let's get to the tarot portion. I'm going to use the tarot, Lenormand, and possibly, well, I think also the, I have them all shuffled right here, possibly even the Kipper. So let's just look at the big picture. Let's see the whole 9 yards with Trump and what's really going on with all of his like bribery for pardon schemes, his pay for play. What is really going on? Donald, and this is all just about Trump. Okay, and then his challenges. Okay, what he's done in the past will be here. Yep. Whether or not he'll be successful. Huh. And his future because of this. That's interesting. Okay. So that's with the tarot. Now let's bring in the Lenormand and put some cards alongside. See what we get. Well, probably like that is how it's going to work. We'll see. Okay. So what's really going on? Yeah. His challenges. What he's done in the past. Whether or not he's successful, and his future based on this situation. Okay. You could always draw more cards if I can't get clear. Let's add the Kipper and see what it adds in. Okay, what's really going on? Yep. His challenges, of course. Okay, bear with me while I get all the cards out. What he's done in the past. Okay. Whether or not he'll be successful. Ooh. And his future. Wow. Okay. So let's see. Oh, sorry for that glare. I think I'm going to have to just kind of, well, actually, no. Let's leave it this way so you guys have the numbers and you can, yeah, sorry for this kind of convoluted, but it's the only way I can think to get all the answers. Because that's the thing with the Lenormand and the Kipper, there's just so much like specificity, I suppose is the right word. They're very situational types of systems. Okay, so actually this is the one that's not, there we go. Okay, so with what's really going on, so he's trying to create some type of security in the family. This is actually, too, you know, on another level, this is a big event in his life that's going on. He's trying to create some type of a, like, satisfying situation for his new, you know, relocation somewhere at some point. I mean, this can be kind of like a homecoming card. But it's very dangerous what he's done, this decision with the scythe here. So we've got the Four of Wands, the scythe, and then the message letter card. This is the card of the pardons. So it actually isn't, but it's very dangerous what he's doing. But he's deciding on pardons. So if I didn't use the, you know, the Lenormand earlier to find out whether or not his kids are going to try and, or he's trying to pardon his kids, right here, this line says yes, because this is his family. And these may have been deals that he's made at Mar-a-Lago, because this has been my Mar-a-Lago card all along. And these are, you know, besides decisions, this is just dangerous. And he's trying to decide, like, who to keep in his life and who to cut out, basically. He's kind of like skimming the barrel. And I think he's made the deals at Mar-a-Lago, and all the times he's gone golfing, he's been talking to people. And, you know, he's trying to get this whole thing going. So there we have the pardon, you know, documents. And the, you know, in touch with, you know, dangerous people who've been crooked and, you know, deserve to stay in prison or get there for good, you know, for a long time. And they don't deserve pardons. But he's deciding to do that for his family. So I think this is a double meaning here, the preemptive pardons for his 3 eldest kids and Jared, along with anyone else that would pay him. Now, his challenge is with the, so this is the 6 of Wands, you know, Jupiter and Leo, so, you know, trying to get what he really wants and putting himself out there in any way that he can to get what he wants, but it's reversed. So straight up it's victory, reversed it's failure. So that's his challenge, is that it's probably not going to come through. And most of all, maybe not for his family or for those he cares about most, because this card here with the adjudication, this has everything to do with justice, the Justice Department. This is the courts. So that's his challenge, is that he's going to get caught. Dude's got caught. My goodness. Wow. What he's done in the past up here with the 3, so we have the 3 of Pentacles, and it's Mars in Capricorn, so it's going after, you know, all material possessions, things like that. Well, it can be dark money, whether it's straight up or, you know, or reversed. But coming in reversed, he hasn't had, you know, it's like he doesn't really have the skills. It's a lack of skills when it's reversed. He honestly doesn't have the skills to accomplish what he's trying to do. And, you know, he's super disorganized, and I would venture to guess that he hasn't really had the teamwork that he's tried to, because this is a card of collaboration. So I think there's a double meaning here in that, yeah, he has had collaboration with some of the darkest people, dark money people, but also he's been watched in the past. So what he's done in the past has been watched. They've been on this for a long time. Can you imagine being these people that have been, because I guess apparently this bribery for pardon kind of scheme came through while they were looking for other, they were looking at other things. And particularly it was like the Republicans' own Senate Intel committee that was going over, because they're investigating Don Jr. and who else is it Jared? Yeah, I think it's Don Jr. and Jared, I think. Hold on, I have my notes somewhere. Who was, let's see. Oh no, that's another question I need to ask her later. No, it's not there. Oh goodness, I don't know what I did with the note. But it was something I wrote down this morning that was pretty interesting. I'm pretty sure it was Jared and Don Jr. that their own Republican Intel Senate Intel Committee found dirt on Jared and it was more dirt than just Don Jr. and Jared. It was more dirt than just them lying. And it had to do with the reasons like Jared couldn't even get his security clearance. Probably the thing for Don Jr. would have to do with that meeting that he took with those people in Russia. And remember, what's her name? Was it Valerie or no, Natalia? Oh my goodness, I'm not even going to try and say her name. I forget. V with a long... Vetelinskaya or something like that. But anyway, so what he's done in the past is he's been dealing with dark money people and he's been watched. And I think maybe he's been watched while he's been traveling. There's that possibility. Also, this card means for a long, long time. He's been watched for a long time. So probably he's been watched his entire presidency and before, because of course there was all that dirt with Flynn that started out right at the get-go, and of course we know that he had Sergei Kislyak and Lavrov. I don't remember that guy's first name, but anyway, had those two guys right there in the Oval Office right after he was inaugurated. That happened. So whether or not he'll be successful, well, with the Two of Wands, you're looking for what you want, but it hasn't happened yet. This is a card of planning, and he's got basically, because there's two wands, two paths. That's about it. But he's waiting. So I don't know that it's happened yet, is the deal. So we can't say whether or not he's successful because, well, I think not, because if he were, he wouldn't be waiting. I don't think he got the answer. He's been waiting on the news. But whether or not he'll be successful with the bad health card, I think all this is taking a big toll on him. Of course. And, maybe he'll have a relapse with COVID, or maybe, he's a Gemini, and Gemini rules the lungs. Maybe he'll have problems. And we know he had heart problems before, and we know he's had probably some mini strokes, and we also know that he is in Alzheimer's, or at least early stages Alzheimer's. And for those of you who don't believe that he had COVID, well, I completely do not agree with you, because I was doing daily readings on him and I saw when it came in. And it was there strongly for a month, and I never did get cards that would indicate that it was a fake COVID at all. So that's why I believe he definitely had it, and maybe it'll flare up again, because this is a card of bad health. So he's no, he's not going to be successful, and yeah, he's still waiting, and it doesn't look like it's going to come in. So he can pardon all he wants, but that doesn't mean he's going to actually get the money. Because this is about, does he get the money, and does he get away with it? Well, no. Now his future, though, this is, and this, I don't know if this really is long-term future, because these two cards do not indicate long-term. But with the Page of Pentacles, he's just putting himself out there to get the money. This is his going after the money. This is his, he's up to $170 million in donations from his followers and from other people. So this can also be news about money, so maybe it will come in, and it might just be little by little, or something new in his future that comes in. And maybe this official person is either it's like it's a big yes, it's official, it'll happen in the very near future, or it's that this is somebody that brings down like the rules and regs on him. This could be any attorney, any legal person. Interesting. So I don't know. I can't really say for sure if we're going to see like justice around this, honestly. Except for, here, right here, this is his challenge. And he has been watched. We can say for sure that. And his health is going to be hanging over him. So maybe that's the reason why in the future, because this little guy here, this Page of Pentacles, he can be a health-related issue as well. It can be news about health. But the only thing I can say for sure is that yes, he has tried. Yes, we do have the the bribery here, the bribery scheme, and we do have his challenge that is very, very legal, because he's been caught. And I bet he's crapping his pants again on a daily basis. I bet he's just got the most ill health and this amount of stress. I mean, that has to take a toll. And then he's been watched. You can see that he's definitely been watched for a very long time. I would say since he got in, at least, maybe even before. And in the future, I think this is just saying that more financial news will come out, and it could be little by little. And there's definitely somebody that's got some goods on him, or somebody that's really going to take this ball, and keep it going. So let me do this, actually. I just had an idea. Well, let's see. Let's leave that one there. Let me get these out of the way. And the bad health, we'll just hold that in our consciousness. I think that's easy. But let's get some more information about, let's see if we can get a little story of well, I don't know if it'd be a story. Let's just look and see if we can get some information for the future for him. I want more on the future. Now that we already know, like, what's gone down, what's going on, and his challenges, which are, of course, legal. He's done it. Actually, let's take this one out just in case we need this one for more documents. Because his challenge is it's legal, and this is in his future. So what else? Let's see what else is in his future. How's all this going to go for him? You know, I mean, it could be that we see the next 4 years, you know, the whole rest of the time that Pluto's in Capricorn, we see just, you know, like case after case coming through. And does he even live that long to get through the end of it? Because he's not going to be able to get away, you know. Secret Service is going to be all over him. Okay, so let's see. What's his future look like? Oh, goodness. Okay, well, let me keep going to see, like, what that's about. Yeah, okay. This one. What is in Trump's future? And then as legal cases come out, like towards Don Jr. and Ivanka, because she's got stuff coming down on her too, or has stuff coming down on her. Oh, this is interesting to have these two bookends. But anyway, I'll read on each person individually as things start coming out, rather than I wanted this just to focus on him. That's what I meant to say, is that was my intention that went in, but that I didn't verbally speak that out before I drew the cards, but it was in there. I just didn't say it. Okay, so again, yeah, legal cases are in his future. There's some attorney that's going to be, you know, like taking this and running with it, and it's going to end his whatever bit of fortune. So maybe that 170 million that he has gotten so far is going to end up going to pay for legal fees. And so it's coming in his future are you know, indictments, documents. Because of the money that he's taken in, you know, he's just such a grifter. It's like, you know, all his readings, he's lying and golfing and grifting. That's just his thing. So in his future, this might be one of the maybe, oh my goodness, you guys, I didn't look it up. Is Chief Judge Beryl A. Howell, is she like, oh no, I'm mixing her up with like Amy Berman. I don't know, but this could be a female attorney or female judge. This would be a judge, a female judge. And of course, this is, I think this is him, you know, with all of this, you know, this loss and ending of his fortune, even though he was a wealthy man. Now, this could also be another wealthy man, and this could have to do with who gets busted in this whole, you know, bribery for pardon scheme. Because this case, this court case, Department of Justice, whatever, I mean, Bill Barr could be in there. This could be Bill Barr mixed up in it. But anyway, so this, these official people, these attorneys and judge, at least this one judge, it's going to end, you know, this, any bit of honor. I mean, of course, we know Donald Trump never had any honor or any integrity, but the fact that he's made it in to be president is just, it shows how much work we all, I mean, it's how many laws need to be written, and you know, new committees need to be formed, and oversight needs to happen. So many things need to change, literally, in our system. So that's he's been the big wake-up call for us, because he never should have even been able to. I mean, first of all, how about, besides psychological testing to be president, how about also 10 years of tax returns? So you can see, you know, where a person's indebted, or whether or not there's, you know, the possibility to be compromised by another country. So anyway, it looks to me like big changes coming for him, and it's going to end all his fortune. And there is possible. I mean, I didn't get like I was looking for kind of like the imprisonment card, but I didn't get that one. If I could show it to you, no. Anyway, there is a card in this deck that is imprisonment, but because of the other cards we got before, it could end up being that he doesn't live that long to even be put in jail or incarcerated. There's that possibility. And this is just on him. This isn't anything to do with his kids. I'll read on them separate later as the lawsuits come up. So anyway, it doesn't look good for him. He's not going to get away with it, at least on the physical level, because I think his health is going to hold him down. And might, cut everything short. But this definitely brings in the whole legal element and documents, court cases. Yeah, and because of the money, bringing in the money. Some legal document that really changes things for him. So I don't see his future as being good at all, but I see that the players could be, there could be a female judge. Oh, that's right, this could be, what's her name? Oh my God, why have I lost her name in my head? My head goes, those kinds of things happen when we do this kind of work. And then like, as soon as I stop, I remember her name. Or remember the person's name. It's the gal, Letitia James. This could be Letitia James. And this possibly could be Cy Vance Jr. Yeah. Because, that he can't be pardoned for state crimes. So just remember that. He cannot be pardoned for state crimes. Even if he tries to pardon himself at the end, of course he can do that. He could, at the 11th hour, resign and have, I wonder if, what's his name, if Pence, okay, I'll have to ask that. Hold on. One more little question. Is Pence part of, has Pence been offered, oops, hold on, what am I doing here? Has Pence been offered money in order to pardon Trump after he resigns? Because we know he'll do everything. I mean, we don't need cards for that. He'll do anything and everything he can to get out from under any legal ramifications, including putting things off, delaying. That's his MO. It's deny, delay, and then project. Put it right back out there. Blame it on somebody else, what he's actually been doing the entire time. It's like deny, deflect, and... Oh, I got it. Deny, deflect, and delay. 3 Ds for Donald. Okay, so but Pence, let me tune into Pence. Is Pence going to receive a bribe? Or let's just ask, is Pence going to pardon? Will Trump resign and then will Pence pardon him? Oh, that's a no. And that's a no. Wow. So Pence probably was going to say no. Huh. Maybe he doesn't. Oh, right. Because he probably doesn't want to ruin his... Yeah, he doesn't want to ruin his reputation. Pence wants a political future. Yeah, he does not want reputation. He does not want to ruin his reputation. So, wait a minute. No, I got another question. Is Trump going to resign and thinking that Pence will pardon him, and then is Pence going to betray him? Let's just ask, actually, let's do this first. Is Trump going to resign? Thinking that Pence will pardon him. Will Trump resign? Will Donald John Trump end up resigning towards the end? Will he resign? Yes. Okay. And then, obviously, I think, yeah, I don't need to ask that. I already got it. Pence will betray him. Wow. I didn't think of that one till just now. Interesting. Okay, I'm done. Thanks, you guys. Take good care. Bye.